soon as this goes on.
We're live here at May Oberfall-Lober softball field on the campus of Penn High School, where tonight the number one ranked Penn Kingsmen will take on the Concord Minutemen. I'm Penn reporter Tyler Miller here with my broadcast partner Dawson Best. Dawson, beautiful weather out for tonight's softball game. Penn is coming into this game with an undefeated record of 14-0, and Concord is struggling this season with a record of 4-7. Both teams just took the field for batting practice. Concord did arrive late tonight. The coaches are having a meeting at home plate right now. While we're doing that, we're going to toss it over to Pennant reporter Parker Adkins, who caught up with the Penn girls track star Lorena Daughtery.
Hello, I'm Parker Adkins here with the Pennant podcast. Today we have a special guest visitor. We have Lorena Daughtery from she's a senior here at Penn High School. She does Penn track and Penn cross country. She's recently committed to Indiana University to do track. So we're going to start off here with, so you recently committed to Indiana University track program. What is it that you liked about IU, and what led you choose Indiana?
I liked how challenging the program was, and the coach is a lot like my coach now, so I thought it'd be an easier transition. And the girls are really sweet and hardworking, so I like that a lot.
And what do you plan on studying while you're down at IU?
I'm going to be going to the Kelly School of Business and studying business administration.
That's awesome. What other schools were you interested in or were talking to you during this process? Was it stressful at all, or did you kind of have it set in mind the whole time?
I didn't really want to go somewhere super far away, and I always want to go to IU. But I was looking at North Carolina and Kentucky, but as soon as I visited IU, I knew that was the school I wanted to be at. So.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to other Penn athletes that are similar to you in choosing a school or going through the same process you had to go through?
I would just say make it all about you, pretty much. Like, I know your parents care about you and stuff like that, but you're the one who has to stay there for 4 years. So make sure that you're in love with the place that you're going to be at, and just follow your heart too. And if you think it's the right place, it most likely is.
Absolutely. And so, what events will you be running when you're at Indiana?
800 and probably the 1500.
1500, and are you doing track only or track and cross country?
I'm doing track to compete in track, and I'm doing cross to just for fun.
That's awesome. And so you were on the Penn girls 4x8 state relay team. So last year, what was that experience like? What was it like going down to state and winning a state championship?
That's probably one of the most exciting days of my life. It was really humbling, and it was just really awesome to see all of our hard work pay off. And we were super confident about going in, and we felt super strong about the outcome. So it was just really nice to have it play out how we wanted. So.
Absolutely. And so you and that other group of girls, what made that relay team different than some years past? What made you guys so successful, you think?
Since the beginning of the year, we pretty much had it planned out that we wanted to win state, and that was pretty much just our main goal all season long. And every workout, we would just remind ourselves what we wanted. And I think since we all wanted it equally and we all wanted it so bad, that we made it happen.
Yes, of course. And so you were also a state finalist in cross country. Can you talk about the challenges that are in cross country? I know it's different than track. About how many miles a week do you run, and how do you survive doing that for the fall?
Cross country is a lot different than track. I don't run long distance in track, so cross country is kind of a killer for me. But I run anywhere from 35 to 40 miles a week. And I like track a lot better. I normally just do cross to stay in shape and get ready for track, but I'm very competitive, so I end up trying to do well, so that kind of doesn't work out. But yeah, I just say I think the training's a lot harder for me.
Thanks for the great interview, Parker. Now before the game, let's go ahead and let's take a listen to the national anthem, and then we'll get this game started.
With the playing of our national anthem.
We are live again back at the Penn softball field where tonight the Lady Kingsmen will be taking on the Concord Minutemen. Dawson, who are we pitching tonight?
Well, Danielle Watson is starting off for Penn. She's had some killer stats already. 49 innings pitched, so that's a total of 147 outs, and 107 of those outs were strikeouts. She's killed it pitching. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and while the pitcher's warming up, so tonight obviously Penn's the number one team in the state. So let's focus on the home team and number one team in the state, the Penn Kingsmen. The Kingsmen are ranked 23rd in the nation and are currently the only team from Indiana in the Max Preps Excellent 25 national rankings. Obviously some standout players like you talked about, Danielle Watson, who has pitched two no-hitters this season and 13 in her career here at Penn. And also for the Kingsmen, Maddie Newman, who is committed to play softball at Louisville, and Katie Quinlan, who is also a D1 commit for the Kingsmen, who will attend Michigan State. This should be a good game. Like we said, Concord's struggling, so this is and Penn had recently, yesterday, won against Clay. So tonight, they're coming off a back-to-back, so let's see how that impacts the Kingsmen. Maybe the Concord Minutemen can take advantage of this. Umpires are getting set for the game. Danielle's warming up. Looks like her last warm-up pitch. And we're ready to go here at the Penn softball. Again, this is the Pennant broadcast. Who we got leading off, Dawson?
Well, we got Yadi Gomez for Concord. She's playing shortstop tonight. Seems like pretty good. The starting lineup, our top three are Yadi Gomez, Audrey Dieri, and Skylar Decker.
And like you said, Danielle Watson pitching for the Kingsmen, and we have Sydney Middleton behind the plate catching for her. And we're ready to play ball here at Penn. Danielle's first pitch. Strike one.
First pitch, 5-16. First pitch, 5-16.
Umpire calls a high strike on that one. Got caught looking. Danielle ready for her second pitch. Second pitch here along the way. Ball high. What's key for tonight's game, do you think, Dawson?
I think all they got to do is just let Danielle do her thing. Really, as she's proven time and time again, she can put the ball where it needs to be. I mean, strikeouts are incredible. And also, we've got sluggers on the team. If you look at the Penn stats, none of them are under a 300 average for batting. So
yeah, Danielle's third pitch, ball low. Count 2-1 on Concord's first hitter. Danielle winds up. We have a strike. Count 2-2 now.
Close strike there. Looks like he's painting the inside. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that's two. That's two right now. 2 out of the 4 that have been pretty much inside or a little bit high. Yeah, Danielle, obviously like we talked about, a Louisville commit. She boasts a 9-0 record so far. 10-0 actually since she won yesterday and has an ERA of .57.
And there you go. And another strikeout to the count.
There's one strikeout for the night. One out here in the top of the first. Who's up next?
Next up, you got Audrey Dieri. She's third baseman. Second up.
Right-handed hitter, Danielle, after coming off a strikeout. Here's her first pitch of the second at-bat. Swing and a miss.
I mean, the whole team, Penn, they're poised. I mean, everybody on this field right now is poised. There's no room for error. They're all in the zone, both sides.
Yeah, and they had a successful weekend. Like we talked about, beating the defending state champions as Danielle's second pitch is a strike. Count 0-2. Penn fans get a little loud on that one as she gets her second strike.
Indeed.
But yeah, going back to that, it was a successful weekend, beating the, Avon, the defending state champs,
Indeed.
And obviously Penn's, ranked number 1, so it wasn't an upset or anything, but I think it was a confidence builder for them.
Yeah.
As Danielle's third pitch is a ball, so count 1-2 on Concord's hitter. And there we go. Third
Hard
strike
down the middle.
The ball, bat didn't leave her shoulder. I think against Danielle, key is you have to swing.
You have to swing, indeed.
You can't just watch it go by you, because most of these are going to be strikes. So if you swing, you have a better chance.
And especially with the 2-strike with anything, especially when you're down in the count 1 out, you have to swing. I mean, you can't leave it on your shoulder. You have to at least try.
Yeah.
Check swing there.
2 outs in the top of the first inning. Danielle with 2 strikeouts already. Concord up to bat. Third hitter. Danielle's second pitch in, and strike 1. Count 1-1 now.
Look out on the top outside corner is a good spot. Very good spot.
This is Skylar Decker batting for the Concord Minutemen, as the count is 1-1. Danielle pitches in. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-2 on Skylar Decker for Concord.
Danielle's on fire here. She's showing the stuff we would mostly expect.
And she's starting off where she left off yesterday. You know, she pitched a one-hitter yesterday, I believe. Great, and here we go.
Strike three.
Strike
three up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down for the Kingsmen, as now the Kingsmen will come up to bat. 3 strikeouts for Danielle Watson, her newest one being Skylar Decker. So
And-
going, now that we're in between innings, we really, like we talked about in the pregame, that it's a dominant team for Penn. All around. There's not one position that's overly.
There's no gaps.
Yeah,
there's
nothing,
no specific targeted weaknesses they could like if you just looking at the eyes of any of these players, they are ready. They are creeping up. They're ready to wherever that ball goes is going to go, and they're ready to plan accordingly.
Yeah. Yep, and and you can tell that right off the bat, and Penn doesn't take anybody lightly,
No, they don't.
Yeah, this is a Concord team that, is under 500 on the year, and they're coming out strong, and they're pitching them. Danielle's out here pitching, and that's this Penn team that they're not going to take these, non-conference or even NIC games, because the NIC is not very tough conference, It's one of those things where they can't take anybody lightly, because once they get, in the sectional run, the semi-state, all that, those teams aren't going to take Penn lightly, even though they're the #1 team in the state.
Yep. And the beautiful thing is you have not only do you not take them lightly, but you treat them with respect. It's the name of the game right there, respect. Like, you can win all you want if you're a dominant team, and when you are a dominant team, it can be very easy to just get a little cocky and and think you're even if you don't mean to, put out the esque that you're better than, and you can't do that. I mean, it's high school sports. We're all equal. We're all still learning. We're all in our way to maybe our future careers, and it's best to have respect for each other rather than just tearing each other down.
Yeah. All right, Mia Church up to bat.
And the battery for Concord behind the plate, catching number 5, Alyssa Marson. And in the circle, number 14, Alexis Kern.
Mia Church has end of the week here. She had a solid 500 average. Pretty good hits.
Alexis Kern on the mound for Concord today. Let's see how she can do against these Penn hitters. First pitch called strike. Mia Church didn't swing on that one. Again, Mia Church up at the plate for Penn, leadoff hitter right now. Alexis' second pitch is about up. Ball inside. And again, Penn can't take this Concord, team lightly. She's obviously going to pitch to them. But Penn, obviously a team full of sluggers. You can't take anything lightly, so she has to take advantage of all the strike zone that she can.
Alexis Kern, she's pulling some serious heat. It's not like it's 11 there. It's firing in there.
Yeah. Count now 2-1 on Mia Church. She is throwing it in there, so she's not scared of these Penn athletes.
Close call there. I'm going to sing it low.
That's ball 3. Count now 3-1 on Mia Church. Pitch is up. Strike 2.
One of the things we're going to have to watch out for this Penn team is total into this week. They only had 31. They played 13 games with these stats and only 31 strikeouts. And it's not. Honestly, the most strikeouts come from the biggest sluggers. So it's
Of course. Yep.
Yeah, they have an eye. They're not just swinging at everything.
Full count, and there's a hit right up the middle behind the shortstop. Mia Church on first base easily. Will hold back. So like we said, Alexis Kern isn't scared. She's going to pitch him, and she pitched that one a little bit inside, and Mia Church took it and hit it right inside of the left fielder and behind the shortstop.
Most important thing about pitching too is it's not about getting all strikeouts. What you need to do is you need to be able to trust your teammates.
Alexia Clay up to bat now for the Kingsmen with a runner on first base. First pitch up. Strike 1.
I believe one of the hardest struggles for a pitcher is not having a good team behind you, because then you worry about too much getting strikeouts. But if you can be confident in your team to back it up, even if you allow those hits, then you don't put pressure on yourself to try to get the strikes.
Alexis Kern's second pitch to Lexi Clay is a ball. Count now 1-1. Again, we have a runner on first base, Mia Church. No outs in the bottom of the first inning. Clay swings the bat. Third
Ground
baseman
ball.
fumbles it.
There's a ground ball down the line there.
Third baseman couldn't handle it.
Audrey Diari, she bobbled a little bit, kept it in, made sure it didn't go anything too far.
And we have an error on Concord on that one, so now we have a runner on second and first. Mackenzie Griman now up to plate for Penn. She's a slugger right here.
Yes, incredible slugger. She's putting up amazing stats, as we said earlier. End of the week came in and she had 20 runs, 23 hits, and 26 RBIs. It's just phenomenal stats. It's a force to be reckoned with.
And as a pitcher, how do you pitch this girl? And first pitch,
Yeah.
obviously, is low and away, so you're going to try to make her swing. Because obviously she likes to swing, and that was the first pitch, ball 1. Second pitch, foul tip. Count now 1-1. Again, we had an error on third base on the last at bat. Nice little ground ball. She just couldn't handle it. So now we have a runner on first and second with one of our best hitters at the plate.
And part of the name of the game is intimidation. I mean, you could just, when you're looking at Mackenzie with her stance, she looks poised. She looks like she's ready to just hit it out.
Yeah. And we have a second called strike. Count now 1-2 on Mackenzie Griman. Concord fans excited about that one if she can strike out. Mackenzie
Setting
Griman
up
is
the bunt.
showing bunt. Pulls back.
Still better than the alternative.
Ball 2. Count now 2-2.
You're still going to have kid problems.
Shows bunt again.
Right, yes, yeah.
Mackenzie Griman pulls back again. Swings. Right.
Right up the line.
We have a base hit. Mia Church coming home. 1-0 Penn. They're sending another
They're still
runner.
coming around.
2-0 Penn.
Amazing. Triple.
And we have a triple for Mackenzie Griman on our first at bat. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Penn with it. And again, I think it goes down to that play at third could have prevented this.
Mhm.
That error
True.
could have easily been a double play, maybe not a double play, but maybe just one out, and that would have now it's 2-0 Penn with a runner on third, and someone else up at bat that can for sure slug.
Next up, we got Danielle Watson.
The pitcher, and
Wow,
her first swing
ball
at bat
drives
to
it
the
to
right
right.
field, and we have a 3-0 Penn lead. Danielle Watson gets a single. Right fielder, good. Right fielder just got it got it into the infield.
For Penn, the catcher, number 20, Sydney Middleton.
And Cindy Middleton now up to bat at Penn. And we have a courtesy runner for Penn.
Courtesy runner down to first base for Penn. That'll be number 3, Riley Langwell.
Danielle Watson will not run the bases on this one. And we have Sydney at the plate right now. No outs in the bottom of the first inning, and we have a 3-0 score. Alexis Kern's first pitch is outside. Ball 1. Looks like she's getting a little rattled out there after giving up, 3 straight hits. Just needs to slow things down and pitch to these Penn Kingsmen. Her second pitch up. Again, high and outside when we have a steal.
Second.
Got it. We
Throw
have
off a
stolen
little
base.
wild. Easy
Yeah,
steal.
a little off. She was in there easily.
But again, great lockdown by the shortstop. I mean, if she wasn't there, if she wasn't as active as we were talking about, it could have been easily out into center field, and we could have had a double steal.
Third pitch, right down the middle, but Sydney doesn't swing at it. Count now 2-1, and we have a runner on second base.
Or on Twitter. Nice one. Take it down.
Next pitch in, ball 3. Sydney Middleton has a nice eye, not going to swing at anything. Obviously, with no outs, take what the pitcher's giving you, and that's what she's doing right now. And Alexis Kern is a little rattled right now, and we have a ball 4, and we have a walk. Sydney Middleton is now at first. No outs again here in the bottom of the first. And Penn has 3 hits. Concord has 1 error, and we have a 3-0 score. Again, I'm Tyler Miller here with Dawson Best. We're reporting for the Pennant. And looks like we're going to have another courtesy runner. Coming in for Sydney Middleton at first base will be number 9,
Courtesy runner down at first base for
Lydia
Penn,
Bradford.
number 9, Lydia Bradford.
Alexis Kern now, again, hasn't retired anything. Maybe it just takes one. We'll see. And we have a foul ball on the first at bat. We have a runner on first and second here. Count is now 1-1. Ball in the dirt inside.
That's fair down the left field line.
Hitting here down the left field line.
Penn scores another runner from second base. Lead is now 4-0. Right down the left field line. Left fielder got to it, but just couldn't get it in time.
Just escaped over that third base line. Perfectly fair. It was a
The
beautifully placed hit.
runner holds at second, so now we have a runner on first and second in the first inning. No outs again. And up to bat for Penn is number 14, Lily Ledbetter. Takes first pitch, swings. Fly ball to right field, gets it in.
That's our first out of this
First
inning.
out, and we have our first out in the bottom of the first inning here. Runner at first and second. It is 4-0 Penn. Penn has 4 hits. Concord has 1 error.
Now batting for Penn.
Penn now up to bat is number 6, Number 5, actually, Victoria Budzinski. First pitch in, strike. Hit the outside corner. It is now count 0-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner on first and second. The runner did hold at second, so now we have a runner at first and second. Second pitch in, slow pitch. She takes advantage of it, hits it in the middle into center field. Center fielder grabs it, gets it in, send the third base, and we have a score. It is 5-0 Penn. Aggressive base running from Penn. You know, it looked like it was going to get in there and just couldn't get in there in time. Third base coach center. A good single for Penn. And now Mallory Newman up to bat for Penn. Runner at first and second again. And we have a 5-0 score with 1 out. And Mallory Newman swings it. We have an out at third, force out at third. And so now we have 2 outs, and we have a runner on first and second. And we are back to the top of the order for Penn. So Penn in the first inning gets through the top of the order. You know, like we said, it's going to be aggressiveness for Penn, you know, not taking any of these teams lightly. You know, and Alexis Kern now is rattled. You know, they're swinging at everything. First pitch in, strike, called strike 1. Runner at first and second. And Mia Church is at the home plate swinging. Alexis Kern at pitching for the Concord Minutemen. Ball 1 up high. Count now 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner on first and second. Yeah, like we said, you know, aggressiveness, you know, with swinging. They're swinging at everything. Penn is. They're taking a good eye as the second pitch is ball high. Count now 2-1 for Penn with 2 outs.
Yeah. She's getting a little rattled out there, but no.
And ball outside high. Count now 3-1. This was going to be where they needed to take advantage of it because now they have a runner on first and second. Back at the top of the order, so you're going to let Mackenzie Griman get back up if they can get, you know, if they can keep hitting. So Concord's really got to take advantage here. And we have a ground ball at the second and out at first, and we have bottom of the first inning, Penn 5, Concord 0, and we have 5 hits. Concord has 1 error. So what did you take away from the first inning so far?
Well, I mean, the obvious is just amazing execution by Penn, on both sides of the ball. We had 3 up, 3 down, and then we went through the whole order. They're just giving out confidence right now, and they deserve it. And Concord has, you know, a little shook right now, but you know, they think they could probably come back. You know, like we said at the beginning, we can't take any team lightly. You know, we may be undefeated, we may be number 1, we may be that high ranking, but you know, there's always the upset, there's always the underdog. You know. It's only 5, you know. It's like, yeah, most people say, oh, only 5, but hey,
yeah.
They can
and look
score
at how
it.
fast they did it, you know. And again, it's all about that aggressiveness, you know. Danielle's pitching to him. You know, she's not taking Concord hitters lightly. And on the other side, Alexis Kern is pitching for Concord, and she's doing the best she can. But Penn is swinging at everything, and that's what we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast. Is we have the sluggers, and if you swing at things, you're gonna hit. You know, and that's how it goes. And Penn isn't scared, you know, to swing, even if they do.
And they've been poking it in the holes too. It's not like, you know, basically the 3 times that they actually hit it to a player, that Concord has been able to produce the out. And because there was one right off there to the shortstop, and that led to force out at third. There was a fly out right to the right fielder, and it led to another out. And I believe there was in there a grounder.
Yeah, it was a grounder to second that led to the force out at first.
But anything else that came through, it was either a gap in right center or a gap in left center. And, you know, it's just good hitting. Swing here by number 20, Hannah Boswell.
Danielle pitching. Now we have an 0-2 count with no outs here in the top of the second. Danielle's third pitch in, and we have a strike 3 for
there we have
4
it again.
consecutive strikeouts.
There we have it again with Concord. When you get 2 outs, especially when you're facing such a dominant pitcher like this, you got to at least try.
And you got to swing. Yeah,
you have
like
to. I mean,
that was right down the middle. It may be the fast, you know, and obviously going to the University of Louisville, it is a fast pitch, but she's got it. But she's got to take the bat off her shoulder. Her first pitch to the next hitter is a ball inside. Count now 1-0.
The big thing, and you know, like softball, as we all know, teaches different than baseball, and everything teaches different. But the big thing, I think it's pretty universal, is if it's a fast pitch and you can't get around in time, you got to shorten up your swing.
Exactly.
And I mean, and a big thing is with an 0-2 or 3-2, whatever. If you have 2 strikes, you know, you want to shorten up your swing, get the least amount of time from the bat to the ball, to try to produce something.
And Bailey Olinger Royer for Concord just is swinging. Counts 1 and 2 right now, but the 2 strikes have been swung on. They're not watching. You're not watching the ball go by. And Danielle Watson obviously pitches nice, and as I say that, she doesn't take the bat off the shoulder and gets her just another strikeout. Now we have 2 outs in the top of the second here for Penn.
If this pattern continues, you'd think that the Concord staff would try to,
Well, that and we're
say
looking,
something.
we're looking at a consecutive strikeouts back to back to back.
We've had 5 up, 5 down through this
Exactly.
first 2 innings of the game. and it's
Exactly.
pretty incredible.
And now at the plate for Concord is Skylar Hartpence. She takes the first strike swinging. Danielle is in stride today. That's for sure. You can tell.
We're getting a perfect representation of stats on paper are amazing, but seeing her in action is better. And then if just watching her pitch, you can see exactly why. She's just such a dominant force.
Yep. Skylar shows bunt and pulls back. Count now 1-1 on her.
Now the problem now, if Concord does end up putting a bat on the ball, with the Penn, the rest of the field, they have to still keep their guard up. It can be easy when your pitcher's doing really good. It can be easy to lay back, take a step back, not worry about it. Oh, she'll get it, but you gotta stay on your toes because you never know when that slug will go out to right, and if you're not ready, it'll drop, and that could be the start of one of the 5-run innings.
Yep. Count now 1-2 on Skylar at the plate, and she will take a third strike swinging.
Incredible performance still by Daniel. That's 6 strikeouts.
I haven't been to a game yet this year, and this girl can pitch.
I mean,
I've seen her, obviously being in my grade, it's one of those things where I've seen her pitch before, but she is dominant out there. She's not worried about anything. She's in there pitching. Even if Concord is swinging, she's not going to move the ball. She's still pitching it wherever she wants. She's pitching it as fast as she wants, and that is showing, obviously with no hits so far through 2 innings. We're going to the bottom of the second. Yeah. Penn up 5 with 5 hits and no errors, and Concord is 0 hits and 1 error.
Games just like games in the palm of Penn's hand right now, and it's they're taking advantage of it. It's like let's see how they produce out here in the bottom of the second.
Yep. And Alexis Kern is still at the mound for Concord, warming up. Let's see if she can get out of this
slump
inning quick, and without Penn doing more damage, as Penn's second hitter would be coming up.
Yeah. If you look out here, again, we're playing Concord out. And Concord out in the green button-up jerseys tonight. Or wait, no, they're not. They look like a pullover, but very sharp. And Penn in their blacks, black over white. Concord in green over black. Quite a pretty ball game, I must say.
Beautiful night, out here at Penn on a Tuesday night. Over in the football field right now, we got a girls' track meet against St. Joe and Marion going on. So it's a busy night here at the Penn campus. Obviously the softball team, #1 in the state taken.
Actually, behind us right now, we also have the JV softball.
JV going on behind us right now.
Perfect time for sports.
Alexis Kern's first pitch in and high. We have a ball 1 on Penn's Lexi Clay.
Yep. She managed to come into a run, one of the second runs. Wow.
And she hits it right to the shortstop. Shortstop throws it over to first, and we have a first out. That's what we talked about.
That's what we talked about, is if they hit it to the people, like Concord's been able to make the plays. Now, if it's those tough plays where they got to run, you got to basically, if the ball hits the ground more than 5 feet away from you, it can end up in trouble. But if it's in their, if it's in their vicinity, they've executed perfectly.
Now we have Mackenzie Griman at the plate, I believe, for Penn. First at bat.
And
first pitch foul ball out on the first base line.
And as we say again, she's Mackenzie Griman, absolute slugger. I mean, incredible stats.
And second pitch in.
We have an 0-2 count.
Here we go. Let's see if Concord can get out of this inning. 0-2 count on Mackenzie Griman. Mackenzie Griman is showing bunt now. And she swings at that one in a strong hit. Crushes it right past the third base line, and the left fielder can't grab it in time, sending her to second base. She's safe at second. See, that could have been a single, and then the left fielder just couldn't get to it in time, and now we have a runner on second base.
Another perfectly placed hit. It was a hard grounder. It was a bouncer. Straight to the third baseman, kind of skipped up. Maybe it took a bad hop, and it made its way out into left field, and just wasn't really fielded cleanly.
Yeah, strong hit for sure. Yeah. And now we have coach coming out. We have a timeout for Concord, bringing the team in, and this is when you need to talk about it. With 1 out in the bottom of the second, you're down 5-0 with 2 errors now. That last play in left field was an error, and now we have a runner at third base. or at second base. But it's just one of those things where you got to calm down. You're down 5-0, and if you lose, let's say you lose 5-0. Okay,
still
so the
good.
rest of the game you didn't
Yeah.
do. The rest of the game you did pitch good. So it's a learning experience again. Being in high school, it's for sure a learning experience where you start off rattled, but you got to take advantage of this now. Now with 1 out and a runner on second. Timeout is over, and now we have a Penn batter up to bat. Again, the pitcher Danielle Watson up to bat.
Yep. And a little bit on the other side of with Danielle Watson, she's 13 no-hitters while in a Kingsman uniform.
Exactly.
And we've obviously, I mean, she's on her way to another one right now.
Yeah.
6 strikeouts, and that's incredible. I mean, she's has the potential to go very far.
Yeah. She swings at the second pitch, deep ball,
Tough.
and
Bounces.
bounces right in front of the warning track.
It's a double.
And we
Send
have
it
a second,
home.
Send it home, and got it.
Safe.
It is now 6-0 Penn. What a hit by Danielle. I thought that one was going to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Hit right in front of it, bounce
Center
to the wall.
fielder made the cut right in there to the pitcher, but pitcher just
couldn't get it in time.
Which
And
was
now-
probably a smart move because she probably could have, but you risk the fact if the catcher misses it, then we could have had 7 of them.
And now we'll have a courtesy runner now at at second for Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
So we did score a run on that one on Danielle's hard hit to center field. And now Sydney Middleton up to bat for Penn. Takes a ball high. Runner on second. Now count 1-0. Second pitch outside. Ball 2. Now 2-0. Now this is when she starts getting rattled. She can't find her pitch right now. With a runner on second base after giving up 2 hard hits. Let's see what she can come back with. Count now 2-0. Pitch up high. 3-0 count now on Sydney Middleton. Alexis Kern again on the mound for Concord with 1 out in the bottom of the second. And we have a pitch inside called strike. Count now 3-1. There's a pitch. Maybe that'll give her a little bit of confidence to get going, get Sydney Middleton out. We'll see. Again, we have a runner on second with 1 out. Sydney Middleton, the catcher. She has 3 homers on the
Strike.
year and 18 RBIs.
Strike
We have a
outside.
Strike 2.
Full count.
We have a full count. Let's see if Alexis Kern can deal her. Let's go. Again, Sydney, a good hitter. Plays catcher, right-handed hitter. And she'll take ball 4 up high. Now we have a base runner on first and second.
A little bit of future for Penn softball. A couple upcoming games. They go home again at South Bend, Washington, and then we go for a 2-game road streak against New Prairie and South Bend Adams, only to come back to Crown Point.
And that Crown Point game is going to be the game of the year. I think they're ranked second in the state right now, second or third, and that's going to be the game here at Penn. They are second in the state, so that'll be a 1-2 matchup here at Penn.
May 4th.
And
Ooh. Hard drive right at the knee.
Jesse Bucky hits the pitcher right at the knee.
Yeah.
Third
Might see a
baseman
limp from
gets
her.
it. Now we have the bases loaded. Umpire goes to the mound, make sure she's okay.
Might be seeing a little bit of limp for her if she comes up to bat later. Hopefully she's all right.
She seems to be okay. Umpire tells the coach. Looks like she's going okay.
Yeah, that Crown Point game, that'll be May 4th here at Penn. That's a Thursday, 6
Yep.
p.m. It's a must watch.
That'll be the game of the year. Probably expecting a huge crowd. Crown Point will probably travel, of course, taking on the #1 team in the state.
Indeed.
We have the bases loaded with 1 out here. Let's see what Lily Ledbetter can do here for Penn. Lily Ledbetter takes the first ball.
Ooh. Little bobble there by the catcher, went through the legs.
She almost sent. Third base coach almost sent her.
Yes.
Again, bases loaded. Lily Ledbetter up to bat.
The key to that we can obviously see for these Penn girls is when they're ahead, they don't give up. We've had
Obviously,
incredible
with the bases
games.
loaded. Yep.
Yeah, like 16-0. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
we're not gonna. They don't stop the aggression. It's like yes, we want to be respectful, but it's like if you're
Yeah.
playing, you play. It's no fun to stop.
Lily Ledbetter takes ball up high, outside. Again, Alexis Kern's still on the mound, really struggling right now after getting hit. And she takes ball 3 high and outside again.
This could be getting to her head here.
Yep, and the catcher knows that, and catcher calls timeout, and is going to go talk to her. And obviously, I cover all the sports here, and I was talking to a third baseman for the baseball team and say, okay, what do you go to the mound and say? What do you say to your pitcher? What do you say? When you guys all meet, what do you guys say? And he said, tell him don't worry about it. We got your back. Obviously Penn's defense is pretty good, or Penn's offense is pretty good. So the Concord goes out there and tells her, don't worry. Just pitch your pitch and we'll worry about the rest. As her second there, and obviously she listened because she pitched it right down the middle, and now we have a 3-1 count on Lily Ledbetter.
And me being in the past, I've been both a pitcher and a catcher in that situation, and I remember whenever I was a pitcher, I'd sometimes when you'd lose your stuff, it gets really tough, and sometimes all it takes is your catcher to come out there and make you smile.
Yep, exactly. And Lily Ledbetter hits it to shortstop. Shortstop bumbles it, but gets it, toss it over to third baseman, and third baseman is safe. And we have a run in.
Oh. Turns out she was out.
Oh, and she was out. Out at third.
Runner on second and first here. 1 out?
Two outs
Two
now.
outs.
With that out being out at third again, the shortstop.
A little bit of confusion in the field.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really
I don't
knew.
think anybody still knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But fact of the matter is we have a 7-0 score here in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs.
Penn powerhouse here.
Yep, Penn now up to bat. Alexis Kern high and inside.
High.
And both base
Runners will
go.
advance.
We have now a runner on third and second. Let's see what we can do with this. With Tori at the plate. Again, that last play was a hit to the shortstop. Shortstop lost it off of her glove, tosses it to the third base, and the umpire calls her out at third. And Alexis Kern pitch in, and we have a strike. Count now 1-1.
Beautiful pitch.
This is when you need to get her out, because if she hits a ball to, outfield, both these runners are coming in with aggressive base running from Penn so far.
A substantial gap out in right center and left center. They're playing a little bit closer.
And
right
to the
glove.
pitcher. Pitcher holds it up, gets it.
That can be a
She gets out of
confidence
the
boost.
inning. Yep,
That can be a
could it,
confidence boost,
So now we are at the bottom. We're starting at the top of the third. Count Penn 7, 8 runs, no errors. Concord 0 runs, 0 hits, and 0 errors. So again, after 2, what have you noticed?
Still, I'm pretty much sure it's still the tanks of Penn. I mean, they're, got a couple more runs. I mean, Concord was able to shut it down. There were a couple more plays where we saw where maybe it wasn't directly in their glove, but they were still able to connect. But then there was also some there was directly in their glove, and another error, I believe. And it's a lot of it's mind over matter. You can't let your mind get into it. You gotta just be in the zone, and it can be really shaky when you're losing, especially when you're losing by 7, 2 innings. It can be tough, but underdogs is still a thing. We've all come back.
Yep, I agree. And Danielle Watson's still at the mound for Penn, warming up as she'll face another hitter. She has gone, 6 up, 6 down so far. So let's see if she can go 9.
A little info about South Bend Clay game, Lady Kingsman. That was yesterday.
Happened yesterday, yep.
Yesterday. Maddie Greiman, she was, I'm pretty sure, undoubtedly the player of the game.
Yeah.
3 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 5 RBIs. She had a homer that night.
Mila Herman now at the plate for Concord. As Danielle Watson's pitching, she's ready to go here at the top of the third. Her first pitch comes in. Ball inside. She's throwing that ball pretty hard.
Last night, Danielle Watson also pitched, and she pitched 3 innings, only 1 hit off her, She shut down, no runs. So
she's back out here, 24 hours later.
Strikeouts.
And she gets a strike right there, swinging. Again, like we talked about, you got to swing, though. Herman swings on that, playing outfield tonight. She is swinging, and count now 1-1 on her. Next pitch in, she swings again, misses. Count now 1-2, but she's taking the bat off the shoulder, and that's all you got to do against Danielle. You're trying to rattle her. If she watches pitch go in and in and in with your bat on your shoulder, she's going to keep doing it. Her next pitch in, ball high, count now 2-2.
She was even a little shook there. That stance didn't seem as steady as the ones before.
She's still throwing in there pretty, with the heat, but again, with the swing, you gotta watch where you're pitching it because one could go deep.
Yep.
Next pitch in. and a swing, and we have another strikeout with 1 out in the top of the third.
Now, Mila Herman, she was a prime example with the 2 strikes there. I was talking about shortening up a swing. When you shorten up, and some people might not know what we mean by that. Usually it means get your hands in, open up your stance, maybe even a little bit. It makes the shortest connection from your bat to the ball, right to the strike zone.
And she swung. She did swing on all 3 of the strikes, just didn't connect, and that's something.
And almost as a batter, that gives you more confidence than rather than
course.
just walking,
Yeah.
like watching
Rather
one go
just
on the middle.
walk
Yeah.
to your dugout, knowing I didn't swing at anything.
I remember when I was playing, if I swung at it, I could still go back to the end of the dugout with a smile. But if I
Yeah.
watched it go, I would,
Yep.
it sucks. It's
and
terrible.
now we have the pitcher batting for Concord as the count is
Alexis
0-2. She watched the first strike and the second strike batted out.
Well, Concord-
And right down the middle, and she swings. She has thrown that heat on the third strike every time. All of the strikeouts so far has been the heat on the third strike.
If I was the Concord coach, I'd be telling them, man, a lot of teams, the good thing is watch it. Even if you're not batting, even if you just batted, still watch the
Yeah.
pitcher because you can learn something. And if these girls don't watch, they're never going to know, and they're just going to go up with not as much info as they could get if they were paying attention, which we don't know. We don't really have a good look at the dugouts here. But
Exactly. And Concord now again up to bat with 2 outs here in the third inning. Danielle's still pitching, and now the count is 0-2.
Swung at it.
She really hasn't had any struggle with any of these Concord batters, though. Hasn't gotten the count. She's had the advantage on all the counts, and that's something that keeps her confidence up. And obviously, Concord knows, that they're getting it, and there we go. She retires aside again with another strikeout. And
9 strikeouts.
9 strikeouts and 9 at-bats.
She's already outperformed herself from last game. She had pitched 3 innings last game and 8 strikeouts.
That's incredible.
It's
You look at
amazing.
it, and it's like, this may not be the best team that they've played, but still, this is a high schooler that is striking out at everybody that she sees. No matter what game it is, you look at these scores from all the games so far, and it's like, okay, the most runs they've given up has been 9, and the score was 12-9. They beat a team 12-2. They beat Avon 2-1, which again is probably one of the toughest teams they played so far, and that was a 2-1 game. But they did get advantage of it. It's like they're not giving up these runs. They've given up, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've given up 18 runs in 14 games. And that's the key. And and on the other, and then on the opposite side, you look at the scores, and they're all double-digit scores. So Penn's putting up the runs; they're not giving up the runs. That's what's leading to the success here.
And I think the key, but going back to Danielle, it's confidence but not cockiness.
Yeah, exactly.
She's went out poised. No, not really showing emotion, but she's just she's in the zone. And you can tell it on her face and her actions, the way she's pitching it. She's not taking this team lightly. She's just playing good ball, respectful ball.
And again, Alexis Kern is still out on the mound for Concord tonight. She's getting warm-up pitches in before we go to the top or bottom of the third inning. Again, the score is 7-0.
Starting at the bottom here with Mallory Newman, I believe. And then back up to the top with Mia Church. Score here is 7-0 Penn.
Again, beautiful night out. We have JV going on behind us. Girls track, going over there. The baseball team plays Thursday. I know we'll be broadcasting that game Thursday. They'll be playing St. Joe, Michigan on Thursday. Again, this is the Penn Podcast. I'm Tyler Miller here with Dawson Best. Again, great night for some baseball here softball out at Penn's campus. Penn up to bat again. Alexis Kern is still pitching for the Minutemen. First pitch comes in, and we have a strike. There she goes. She starts it off strong. Mallory
Yes,
Newman. That's what I thought.
You're good.
Right-handed batter. Second pitch in, ball high and outside. Count now 1-1 on Mallory.
Again, eagle eye from these girls at Penn. It's like
They know what to swing at, and they know what to watch, and that's what the key is. They know when to hit, and that's part of the advantage they have. Again, there you go, pitch down the middle. She takes a high around the right field. The right fielder gets it easily, and we have a first out. But again, they swing. Penn does swing on any strike they get.
yes.
And we have back to the top of the order again. We have Mia Church here at the top of the order. 1 out. Alexis Kern gets the first batter. Let's see how that helps her. First pitch in, ball low. And if you're a Minuteman, if you play for Concord, you take this game. Obviously, coming in that this is a very tough team.
Mhm.
Obviously, playing the number one team in the state, it's very hard.
And a lot of it, a lot of it's
and-
experience.
Exactly.
There's a slim chance you're gonna win, but if you do, I mean, hey, that's bragging rights for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you don't, you know what to do. So this is the
Yeah.
toughest team they play. Let's give Penn. They come into this saying, let's give Penn the best we can.
Mhm.
Because then
they can
our
prove.
best against a team like another team like Clay or any of those other schools that they'll be facing, they know what they can do. You
Yeah.
know, because if they give Penn the best, then they can give anybody. And Mia Church fouls the second, and now it count is 2-2 on Mia
And
Church.
anybody that can put up a fight against Penn, because it's like as we've seen some of our scores, you can end up double digits to nothing. And even if you put up a fight, I mean that's as good as bragging rights, because it's like with Penn, with our organization, it's a lot would call it unfair, because
Yeah.
we just have the resources. We are fortunate that we have the resources, the space, we just have the people, with such a large class as we do. We have
Yeah.
the people, and some of these schools they're smaller, but I think it's even more humbling that they come out and play against
Yeah.
us
And that's
rather
it.
than just like, oh, whatever, we're not going to win anyways. It's like, put up your best fight, because you never know. There might be a day where some of us Penn kids are off our game, and
Yeah. Not to interrupt, but we just had a stoppage in play. The Concord coach came out and talked to the umpire. It looks like on the last foul ball that Mia Church had on her second strike, hit the catcher, so the coach was checking on that. But yeah, no. I agree with everything you're saying. It's tough. Playing Penn, anybody looks into it, and it's tough. And Mia Church takes the saw right to the pitcher, and we have 2 outs here. Here she goes. Now she's dealing a little bit. Got 2-2 count on her. Mia Church swing. It would have been a strike no matter what. She did swing on it and got it to the pitcher, and pitcher throws it over the first for the second out.
that's 2 outs right there. Like, if she, even though she hasn't been able to get a strikeout, I don't believe.
Yeah, no.
She's gotten 2, because at the end of the inning, last inning, fly ball straight to her. She caught
There
it.
we go on the first pitch, and first baseman catches it. There we go.
Concord getting some.
3 up, 3 down for that.
Yep, getting some momentum.
Again, we're going to the bottom of the third inning, or top of the fourth
Top
inning.
of the 4th, yes.
Penn 7, Concord 0. Concord does have 2 critical errors that could have prevented a couple runs for Penn. Penn has 7 runs on 8 hits. Danielle Watson comes back out to the mound. She'll be warming up. So that inning obviously helps Concord. Again, like we talked about, it's 7-0 right now. The chances of Danielle giving up 7 runs. I mean, I'm not, again, not to be cocky or anything, but she's not going to give up 7 runs.
And and I don't even really think she's been pitching for the strikeouts.
No,
She's just been putting it across the plate,
Yeah.
and it's been
And
unfortunate.
that's all they have,
Concord has not been swinging,
No.
and that may be their problem, because as we've mentioned so many times, like they've been, I believe they've watched more strikeouts than they have swung. It's very unfortunate, because we don't know. We're not seeing the potential they can get, because if they swing, I mean, I don't even think we've really had many contact
No.
at all.
No.
And
Not
so
much.
it may be the heat. Like she does put off quite a fast pitch, and maybe this was some heat that Concord's never witnessed before.
Yeah. Again, Concord now up to bat at the top of the fourth.
Starting off at the top with Yadi Gomez.
Takes first ball inside. Yeah, like we talked about, that inning, like we said, obviously down 7-0. But that inning does give you, okay, so that's probably the best innings Concord played so far.
Mhm.
So, they'll take that momentum into the, maybe the at-bats as she takes the second ball. Count now 2-0.
Yeah. Again, it was a beautiful night. I mean, this is just good day to play ball.
It
Good
is.
any of the sports going
Yep.
on here at Penn.
And
Running.
there we go. She takes the bat off the shoulder and swings on an easy strike.
That's what we gotta
Fouls
do.
it back to the catcher, but count 2-1 again. But like we talked about, she swung,
Mhm.
and that's all that
That's
matters.
all, yeah, so that's all that matters. I mean, you don't want to be left out there just watching.
Always a good turnout for the Penn softball games. Is the number 1 team in the state. Penn fans loyal. Concord fans didn't really make the trip to. And we have a foul ball in the first. Into the bank parking lot, if you know the Penn campus, the bank. She fouls it over there. Count now 2-2 at the top of the fourth with no outs.
Staying alive. That's what we
Danielle
call the
Watson's
Peaches.
next pitch in. Gets her swinging. And that's again, watching every strikeout she's had, it's that third strike that she just gets them. You know, she'll fly right by everybody.
Yeah.
There's no one out here that and they're swinging.
She knows where
Recently,
to put it.
the last 3 hitters have actually swung on the last strike. 'Cause
And you
that's-
might even wonder.
it's going to be a strike no matter what, and that's what Coach Zachary is telling her. It's obviously going to be a strike because they're not going to be able to hit it. As she pitches to the next hitter, and first strike, 0-1 now.
And if we look at last night's game with the Southland Clay, it was a blowout, 16-0.
Mm-hmm.
But Danielle Watson, she only pitched 3, and so if they follow this pattern, we probably have a good chance of getting another look at some of the other pitchers here. And we never know, but maybe if one of those pitchers, Concord could take advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been pretty hard shut down by Danielle tonight.
Yep. And now we have a 1-2 count on Concord's Audrey Diarchi. Danielle, next pitch in, and gets her looking. Catches the outside corner of the plate. We have 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th. Concord has not, made much contact tonight, and every contact they've had has been foul balls.
No hits tonight. Skylar Decker up.
And Skylar
Swing,
Decker takes
first
first pitch strike.
It was a very good look. It may be a little bit inside. She might have been a little bit late, but it was right on the tip of the bat.
And again, when Danielle's in rhythm, there's no stopping her, and that's obviously what she's in right now. As she takes the second pitch in, high, ball 1, count now 1-1.
The biggest thing that I've seen, and you can totally observe when you're comparing softball to baseball, is the companionship. Yes, baseball, they're very together as a group too. But if you even look at softball, almost the whole team comes in after every strikeout. Congratulates. They're a tight knit group. And
Yeah.
and that's sometimes what is very, very important is inside ball here, almost got her.
She steps out
Skylar's-
of the batter's box.
Skylar was able to get out of the way. It was good. That was a knee shacker right there.
Danielle, count now 3-1. Swung. Got to
3-2,
take his
full
mask
count.
off. Got hit on that one.
Just coming at a 3-2 count, full count here for Skylar
This is
Decker.
the first batter Danielle's really struggled with tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had this many balls. Strike.
And
Right on the
she
outside
comes
corner.
back.
Hating that corner.
Comes back, strike out. What is that?
Incredible.
12.
12.
12 up, 12 down easily for Danielle Watson.
Somebody roll out those Ks.
Yep. And most of them,
Most
they've
of them
been
are
pretty
looking.
even. Most of them are looking.
Yeah.
Obviously, that third, like we talked about, that third pitch is going in there as hard as you can.
And from this perspective, we don't get exactly what the batters. I don't know. I haven't seen much curve or anything, but the heat you could definitely see the speed coming out of Danielle's hand.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
Again, now in between the top and the bottom of the 4th, we have a 7-0 lead on 8 hits, and Concord does have 2 errors.
We never know. Those 2 errors were I believe they both led into an extra base.
Yeah, and I think one led to a run. It's hard, again, the errors will kill you, obviously being 7-0. And now the umpire talking to Concord's head coach. Alexis Kern is still out here pitching for Concord. Give her credit, obviously 8 hits, 7 runs. But that last inning, she, made it up with 3.
She did.
3
She
in.
did. Mm-hmm.
4 for 2.
And we have a substitution.
Audrey. Number 4 coming in here. I believe
Penn
that
is
is
at bat.
Tiara Marson coming in for Audrey Darcy.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for Penn.
And now leading off,
Baseman number 11, Mackenzie Griman.
Mackenzie Griman, obviously the slugger like we talked about pregame
Incredible.
and talked about that. She is up to bat now for the Penn Kingsmen.
And
with
as
a 7-0 lead.
we've talked about with Penn, none of them are below a 300 average, which for those people who do not know what that is, it's basically the number of hits compared to your at bats.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Kind of like a shooting percentage,
Yeah.
anything like that. It's baseball, baseball's and softball ways of seeing, how good you are at bat, compared to how many at bats you take. Mackenzie Griman
line.
swings
Wow.
right past the second baseman. She
Well
holds up
fielded.
at first.
Well
Very well
fielded
fielded
at
by the center
center.
fielder. Yep.
No time wasted at all. She came in on the ball, attacked it, got it into second right when she needed to.
Because
Perfect
if she
execution.
wouldn't have been aggressive, obviously we've seen tonight Penn's being aggressive on the base running. And Danielle Watson now to bat the pitcher, who's striking out every single Concord hitter so far.
And Griman, one of the taller ones on the team there,
Yeah.
long legs. So, if that wouldn't have been a clean ball, those long legs could have cost her. She could have got maybe a second. She's quite fast.
Danielle takes ball 1 with Mackenzie Griman at first base. Again, like we talked about, strong hit, but good fielding for Concord. Could have led to double, but kept her over at first. Alexis Kern still on the mound for Concord as she takes ball 1 high. Catcher sends it over to first to make sure Mackenzie Griman doesn't go. Does a good job, keeping her over at first.
Keeping her honest.
Count now 2-0 on Penn's pitcher Danielle Watson.
And some people look at it. There's two different ways you can look at it when pitchers batting. It depends on the quality of the batter. Some pitchers, the stereotype is pitchers can't bat. But
Yeah.
honestly, I would think that
Danielle
pitchers, you think that the pitchers could get a better look because they're in the position of their opposing pitcher.
Coming into the week, Danielle has 3 homers and 15 RBIs as she fouls that one away. Count now 2-2. The last pitch was pretty inside. Ump calls it a strike. Gave Alexis Kern the benefit of the doubt. Now 2-2 on Danielle Watson. Let's see if Alexis Kern can get her. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And catcher can't catch it. Mackenzie
going
Griman
down.
heads the second. Catcher throws it down.
And there we go with that. Like what I was saying, she's tall. She's got speed. She just walked in there
Yeah, she
almost.
did.
It
Yeah,
seemed like no slide attempted.
Throw a little late.
Could have been
Was a good throw.
dangerous
Yeah.
if she. It was a little lackadaisical, and the ball came in just about the same time as she did. But
Count now, full count on Danielle Watson. Alexis Kern's pitch in, and
Gotta
she
lead off.
smacks it.
dropping, she's
and
going.
It dropped it, hit the wall. A little bit higher would have been gone, and Mackenzie Griman heads it.
Easy in.
Easy in for Mackenzie Griman, and Danielle Watson stands up at third
That
for
was
a
a
triple
tough
for
play.
Penn.
That was a good contest right there. Did she throw that all the way from center?
Yes, she did, and
That's
that
incredible.
ball was just about a couple inches from getting out of there. It hit the B in the softball out at right field. Just wasn't high enough.
Skylar Harpence out there from center field. I mean, we're talking like
Yeah, she got it
inches from the fence. She got it into third base. It was out in right center.
Tried to get her at third, but Danielle stands up.
Again, the ball got there almost about the same time. She barely beat the ball.
But don't forget, we did get Mackenzie Griman in, so
It's
add
true.
another RBI for Danielle Watson. Now Penn has 8 runs on 10 hits. Another RBI for Danielle Watson. Alexis Kern struggling again here. Count now 2-0.
These Penn
On
girls, they
Sydney
ain't even playing
Middleton.
around with their leads either. It's like third base. They're still. I know they can be a little bit different. I believe that they have to wait till the pitch is gone.
Yes, softball is different.
Yes.
Yep, they have to wait till the pitch is in to fly or to go. A little bit different. But again,
Ball going
and
up.
we have a wild pit,
9-0.
and Danielle scores. Was it a wild pitch or the catcher just couldn't grab it?
I don't know. It looked like maybe a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think it was a bit down low. It popped up somehow. So maybe it hit a knee pad,
Now,
helmet.
bases cleared with no outs for Sydney Middleton. Count now 3-0 again. Alexis Kern struggling with this batter.
Now, if you're looking from the perspective of coach, maybe it's an ask. Ask Alexis, hey, you
And-
gonna be all right for next inning?
We have a walk.
All right.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in for Penn.
So we may or may not see Alexis Kern back.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to be asked about her confidence about going back out. We'll see how it goes, but walks, and she's really done her best. Like do not get me wrong at all. She's done amazing this game. She's put her best foot forward on these Penn Sluggers.
Score is 9-0. Sydney Middleton will stay at first.
Batting for the Lady Kingsman is number 9, Lydia Bradford.
And we have Lydia Bradford at the plate now for Penn. Her first at bat. Count 1-0. Alexis Kern deals in. Swing, foul ball.
Good pitch.
Yep.
Very
Count
good
now
pitch.
1-1 with a runner on first for Penn again.
The key word we've been using is confidence, and she still has it. A lot of people in her situation right now would be just giving up. Want to get out, but you can see it in her eyes. She still wants to be out there. She still wants to try to make it best for her team.
And Lydia Bradford pops it up.
Good catch.
Good catch by the right field. It looks like it was going to drop foul. Hurry up and run over and got it. And we have 1 out now. Runner at first. And we have number 3
Number
at the
3
plate
here.
for Penn.
Batting for the Lady Kingsman and pinch hitting number 3,
Riley
Riley Langwell, yes.
Riley Langwell now pitch hitting. So it looks like Penn's called it off. Looks like couple pitch hitters in, and we have a strike one. Count now 0-1 with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, Penn nothing on 10 or Penn 9 runs on 10 hits. Concord nothing on no hits and 2 errors.
Pop
she
up.
pops that up to the shortstop. Shortstop gets it, easy out.
Strong communication.
Yeah, looks like those could always go wrong. You know,
Mhm.
with two people right there, it looked like it could have been the second baseman and the shortstop, but the shortstop calls second baseman off. Again, we still have a runner on first base, and now we have Tori Budzinski at the plate for Penn with 2 outs, two good fielding plays the last 2 as the right fielder runs over to the foul line and gets that one, and then that one pops up to shortstop. We have a first ball 1. Count now 1-0 on Tori. Again, Alexis Kern at the mound for Concord. Pitches in.
Beautiful
Called
pitch.
strike. Count now 1-1 with 2 outs. See if she can get out of this inning.
It almost seems like her accuracy has increased, through the game.
It has. Yep. Again, but Penn swinging on everything, and that's what'll get them. Getting these sluggers for Penn. Her pitch in.
Another
and
good
we have
pitch.
another strike.
She's really painting the corners out there, seeing
Yeah,
how
she's-
far,
and
seeing how
it's
far
been-
she can get.
It's been that inside strike
Mhm.
zone, all game long. We've seen that inside strike called. Count now 1-2 on Tori Budzinski with 2 outs. Alexis Kern dealing these last 2 pitches.
In
2
her
great
favor here.
pitches.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Pitches outside.
Targeted outside. I believe
Yep,
they were seeing
just
if the runner would go.
Yep.
Seeing
That
how
and
it
seeing
worked.
if she would swing. Count now 2-2. Let's see what we can get now here.
2-2-2.
Alexis Kern dealing. And ground ball to the second baseman. Force out over at first.
Great execution.
And we have a 9-0 lead here going to the top of the 5th. Alexis Kern gets out of that inning. And Danielle Watson will still return to the mound.
Into the game playing left field was number 4, Tiara Marson.
Again, in between innings here, we're at the top of the 5th right now. Pretty much dominance by Penn.
Indeed.
Concord gave it, they haven't given up, of course.
Mhm.
Obviously that
No.
last inning shows, Alexis Kern did deal and did a good job, struggling, not after struggling right away, giving
we-
up that long hit to Danielle Watson, letting Mackenzie Griman get on. Obviously that's always a tough when you let Mackenzie Griman hit.
And we still haven't, we may not have seen the last of this Concord. 'Cause, unfortunately, we have not been able to see much on the batting side of this because, Danielle's just shut him down. It's been a slaughter. And we're only making halfway down their lineup this for the second time. here.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so,
We haven't got to see what they can do yet.
And they could have been just warming up. Got here late. Like there's factors could have happened. They could have gotten here late. Then they maybe rushed on the field.
Yes.
Didn't
Again.
get their mindset in the
Yep.
game. Could be anything. But they're really coming back here on the fielding side. That was a great inning by them. A great execution all around the field.
2 great
Yeah.
catches.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good ground and
Communication,
over to
catches,
first.
all that. Yeah.
Again, Pennant broadcast brought to you here. Tyler Miller with Dawson Best. Again, great night for softball. Couldn't pick a better night. No rain, no clouds. In the sky. A little bit, no sunshine or clouds in the sky covering the sun, so it's not super hot out. A little bit warm here in the press box, but again, Concord Minutemen traveling over from Elkhart to Penn did arrive a little late, so that maybe like you said, may have impacted that. Again, Danielle Watson is still at the mound here. We have no outs, obviously, with the top of the 5th inning just getting started. Concord batter at bat. Let's see what Danielle can do this inning. First pitch inside.
Check swing there. It was a called
and
strike.
Called strike. Count now 0-1. Again, Penn's defense really hasn't been tested. Obviously, as Danielle does most of the work herself, and she swings on the second strike. Count now 0-2. We have number 20 at the plate, Hannah Boswell for Concord. Count 0-2. Third pitch in, swing, strikeout. There's another one for Danielle Watson.
Racking up the tally here. 13 strikeouts. Wow.
See what she can do. We're in for a treat. Maybe picked a good game to broadcast.
If they keep her going, this could be not a perfect game.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah. Well, she's
easily.
known for no hitters, but
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's gone this far.
She's known for no
Let's not
hitters
jinx
and
it.
one hitter. Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
jinx it.
See, we talked about it. Now
Yeah,
that messed
dang.
everything up.
Man.
But she does. But it didn't jinx it that much because she gets the pitch in, swing, count now 0-1. on Concord hitter.
You can feel the aggression of the Concord. I think
Yep.
they're tired of it. They're tired of
Call it second strike.
They're tired of letting. They don't want to lay down like this. They
Yep.
run on. You could see the stronger grips, the more fierce stances. They're ready to get it done. They're not chomping at the bit. They're ready.
Count now 1-2 on Concord's hitter. And again, you don't want to be the team she throws a perfect game against now. So now you obviously know, down 9-0, you're not going to win. In the fifth inning, you're just not going to come back against a pitcher like this. But now you stop that no-hitter, you stop that perfect game, and you're like, okay, I didn't let her throw a perfect game against me.
Goals change throughout the game.
Yeah, exactly.
The beginning of the game is to win, get your runs, get your outs. And if you're unfortunate enough to get in this down position, it's just you got to find the victories in everything.
Had another one.
Man.
Another strikeout for Danielle Watson.
14.
2 outs now here in the top of the fifth. And we have a 9-0 lead still. Left-handed hitter up now for Concord. Let's see what Danielle can do with her.
Skylar Harpence.
And
strike down
called
the middle.
Strike 1 down the middle.
Maybe a little bit
Count
outside.
now 0-1. Again, Danielle's in the she's in her zone. There's no stopping her right now. She's dealing. And we had a bunt attempt.
Tried to drop it down.
Missed it. Tried to get her. That was a good attempt though. Good aggressive. She held it back and then pulled it out right as the pitch was coming in to try to get her off guard. Again, there was a strong pitch by Danielle. Count now 0-2. Pitch in, and we have
Down
what's
the
called strike 3. And we are
Incredible.
going to the bottom of the
Wow.
fifth inning here at Penn.
This, I'm not even going to lie. This is a show we're getting tonight. 15
are.
strikeouts, 5 innings.
And we're getting a treat on both sides because we're getting for Penn. Obviously, we're getting the runs. The runs. Obviously, 9-0 now.
And we're also going
And
to treat
getting the
because
hits,
Concord's
and we're
showing
also-
up.
Yeah, they are.
Concord's showing up. I mean, they don't want to be the only one. They're not going to let Penn be the only ones out there. Showing them their fielding skills. Like unfortunately, they have not been able to get their bats going. But what
But
you
again,
can't
they're
make,
swinging.
you got to make it up.
And again, they're swinging, and obviously Alexis Kern does come back out for this inning. We'll see what she can do on this one. Concord, again, struggling, down 9-0. And the 2 errors, like we said, the 2 errors were pretty big. But, again, that last inning was probably their second-best inning. I'd say when Alexis Kern struck out the couple of hitters, that helped. But that last inning, 3 outs, a couple of pop-ups and a ground ball to second, force out at first. It helps, so let's see what they can do in this fifth inning. Again, Penn being pretty much dominant in this game so
Penn
far.
dominating. Head coach Beth Zachary.
Yeah.
She's obviously doing something right. These
Yeah,
girls,
she knows what
leading
she's
these girls.
doing.
Yeah.
And, she had a comment on this game today. It's consecutive games each week, she said, when we talked to her a couple days ago. She said, they face back-to-back games, obviously. So, she talked about that. She said, we'll hit the field again on Tuesday to face Concord here at Penn. And they're looking for a great game against our NLC competitors. And obviously it is competitors. This is a non-conference game, so really, obviously means something for both teams. Obviously, Penn, wants to keep that number 1 ranking, and Concord wants to, go into the NLC saying, hey, I beat the NIC dominant, Penn. But, and it is competitiveness, obviously being a non-conference game, but still helps it. Mallory Newman now at the plate for Penn.
She's coming up. Bottom of the order here for Penn. And looking almost even the future here. It's Thursday. We'll be playing
At Washington at home.
Yep, Washington, South Bend, Washington.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. That one will probably be another quick one for Penn.
Coach Zachary didn't have much to say there. She's saying it's going to round out the week. It's going to be a good game rounding out. And, it's the same old story, same old song and dance. It's you just go out there, you play your hardest, and we just show them what Penn's made of. We got a beautiful field here to host.
And we have a base hit from Mallory Newman right past the shortstop. Gets it into left fielder, grounds it. Keeps her over at first. Now 11 hits for Penn. And we have a top of the order, Mia Church. So we have a runner on first now.
Top of the order here.
Mallory Newman at first base.
And the beauty
Mia
of
Church at the plate.
Penn here is we have absolutely amazing,
Beautiful, yep.
like staff. We have amazing, faculty for all our sports activities.
And we have a ground ball.
Ooh, good play. Hey, good little flip from second
Great.
base to
Yep.
short.
You could tell looking, I have the best angle right here. She couldn't get it out in time to get the double play, but she did get it out enough to get the force out at second. Now we have 1 out here in the fifth inning. Alexia Clay at bat. We have Mia Church over at first base. Penn 14-0, again, number 1 in the state in Class 4A. They were state runners-up last year, and obviously, looking to get right back there this year. First pitch to Lexi Clay is up and outside. Count 1-0. Mia Church over at first base. She's a runner. And Lexi Clay smacks it to the second baseman. Tosses it
Another
over.
good play.
And we have
not
a
in
save.
time.
Not in time. Just couldn't get it.
Another interesting play there. The second baseman. She,
Yeah.
kind of bumbled it out of her glove
Two plays
there.
back to back that she just couldn't get it out.
Amazing
in time.
attempt. Amazing
Yeah.
attempt though. Yeah, she wasn't as lucky this time to get it out.
Yep.
Got it last time though.
So now we have a runner on first and second with one out here in the fifth inning. Penn 9, Concord nothing. Penn now at bat with runner on first and second and called strike. And we have Alexis Gray now
Yes.
up to bat for Penn. Alexis Kern is still at the mound for Concord, giving strong innings, giving up 11 hits. And she looks like she's slowing down her pitches a little bit as that one goes outside pretty slow. We have a runner on first and second. And count now 1-1 with one out. Good pitch for Sydney Kern on that one. Gets it right by Alexis Gray. Count now 1-2. Runner on first and second again. Coach Zachary is still not calling off all the dogs. He's still aggressive base running, still aggressive hitting. Pitch in,
Pitch
outside.
outside, looking for a
Yep,
run.
looking to see if the site at Mia Church. Let's see if she runs. Trying to get her out. Count now 2-2. Sydney Kern again pitching, pitch in.
Foul ball out here.
behind home plate. Just hit the van.
Yeesh.
See if we anybody parked out there. See if anybody goes and checks their car.
Ball rolled all the way out back here towards the JV field.
And that's always interesting. Interesting is somebody goes and gets. I know I've been to a couple baseball games this year, and they always send someone to go get all the balls, and they all fight over who's and gets the foul balls. Obviously, here in a high school game, someone's got to do it. No one's going to do it for you, and they don't have unlimited balls like they do in the major leagues or anything like that. Count now 3-2,
Rip
and
out
she
center
rips it to
field.
center field. Fly ball in. Good catch by the
Tag
center
up.
fielder.
Ooh. Rough throw in there to
Yeah, center
into the
fielder
pitcher.
tosses it in there.
She manages to wrangle it. No bases lost in the process. All right. Danielle Watson coming up to bat here. Pitcher again. She's put up in 5 innings, 15 strikeouts. Pop up right into the infield.
What a good
Shortstop's there.
What a good break for Concord, obviously, with a runner with 2 runners on. And now we are heading to the top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th. We'll see who comes out here. Danielle was just up. Will she continue her reign?
Yeah, like we said, going to the top of the 6th, Penn 9, Concord 0 with 3 errors. And Penn 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And
Looks to me like she will be coming back out.
And Danielle Watson is
Indeed
dealing.
she will.
Dealing today.
Well, looking for number
Straight
16
up, straight
here.
down, every inning. It's been quick innings for Concord and slow innings. Or it's been quick innings while Concord's batting and slow innings when Penn's batting.
Concord's bats have
Just
to be
over
hungry.
an hour so far since we had first pitch. First pitch was at, I think, 5:14 or 5:16.
Around there, yeah. Started
So
a
it's
little
been
late.
over an hour. We're through 5 right now, heading to 6. Let's see what we can do.
Concord's bats have to be hungry at this point. I mean, they're, like I said earlier, chomping at the bit, I have a feeling if they manage to make contact, I think it's going to be exponential from there. I think we're going to get the bats going because that's the kind of momentum that they need.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like it's terrible, to get shut down like this. I mean, no matter
Yeah.
what level you're at, it's
hard.
it's hard.
But again, give them credit. They're still coming out strong. That inning was pretty good for Concord pitching. We have number 6, Herman at the plate for Concord. Danielle dealing. First pitch in, first pitch swing and a strike. Count now 0-1 with no outs as we just started the 6th inning. Danielle Watson still at the mound. Cindy Middleton behind the plate.
Swing and a
Second
miss.
strike. Swing. But again, they're getting the bat off the shoulder, and that's all that matters right now, as we can tell. You just don't want to go through and just, watch the ball go by.
No way you can get a hit if you don't swing, right?
Exactly. And there's another one.
Strike
But
three
that one,
looking-
she couldn't get it off the shoulder and just watched it go by for
It's
a
a tough
third
one.
strike.
It was a tough one. I think should really looked outside to me even, you know.
Alexis Kerr.
Coming up here for Concord, Alex Hearn.
The pitcher. Pitcher against pitcher right now as Danielle Watson gets the first strike, swing and a miss. Again, Danielle Watson has had no problems with these Concord hitters so far as she gets another one in, come for a strike 2. Swing and a miss. Again, counting out 0-2 with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Danielle Watson looking for another strikeout. Let's get it. And she gets
Swing
another one.
and a miss.
There it is.
Wow.
What is that, 17?
Yeah.
17.
17.
17
Wow.
strikeouts and 17
At
at-bats. Straight dominance by Danielle Watson tonight, who was going to the
Incredible.
University of Louisville. But when talking to her, she doesn't look forward to that. She's looking right now. You know,
Yeah.
she's looking to win that state championship that she can leave at. She's looking to do all this. It's all this. It's straight dominance. And
Strike 1 here for Alyssa Marson.
yeah, exactly. Danielle Watson pitches another one. Here we go. Ball
Ooh,
high.
Wow, ball.
But
nobody
nobody,
on base. Yeah.
nobody on base. So Sydney Middleton really doesn't hustle, that bad to get it.
Even if it was,
Right off the
that
glove.
could have easily been an extra base. That was pretty wild, honestly.
A little high.
Up off the top of the glove, down
Counting
to
out
the
1-1,
top of the
2
strike
outs.
zone.
And gets that one in. Foul tip. Good swing. Foul tip though. Counting out 1-2. This is when Danielle likes to pitch the high heat and hopes that she keeps the bat on the shoulders. It seems like most of these third strikes, have been ball watching. So
1-2
we'll see.
here.
We'll see what she can do here. Danielle Watson looking for an 18 strikeout, and she
There
gets
it
it.
is.
But she
Wow.
did swing. And there's 18 strikeouts through 6 innings. You know what that means? Perfect game right now. We're looking at a perfect game right now for Danielle Watson. What an incredible.
She's already set towards Louisville. If you get one of these under your belt, everybody's going to be looking at you.
Yep. Again,
Wow.
like we talked about, she's known for her
Yeah.
no-hitters,
Mhm.
one-hitters, anything like that. But it's been complete dominance.
Has she ever had one? I don't know if she's ever had a perfect game. This could be history.
So again, like we talked about, state leaders. Like we said, she's committed to University of Louisville. She's ranked among the state leaders in pitching categories.
Mhm.
She's second in the state with strikeouts. She may top it after that was coming into the week, so she may top that.
Yes.
But looking at other players for this, we haven't seen Maddie Newman or Katie Quinlan today, obviously, but we have seen Lily
Mhm.
Ledbetter, who is committed to play softball at Sauk Valley Community College.
Yeah.
She's an outfielder. But again, like we talked about, it's not one person.
Yeah.
Dominating this
Mhm.
team. Obviously Danielle,
Yeah, I mean, tonight
is the
tonight
number
we,
one, but-
yeah.
but
Points kind of
overall-
mute tonight because, Danielle's just, taking the whole field in her
Yeah.
advantage. It's been all eyes on her. But, like if you just look at the stats and it's, when it's not her, her rest of her teammates pick it up. Just,
Exactly.
easy. Every girl out here is like amazing in their own way, including on the Concord side,
Mhm.
Fortunately, we were not able to see as much on the batting or even on out there. But what we have seen in the field, they've incredible. Especially when it's right to them, they execute with confidence. And they rush to the ball. They hit their cuts. Even when they don't, they sometimes people only worry about when you do stuff right, but it's not always that. It's when you do something wrong and how you react to that.
And leading off in the bottom of the 6th, we have Sydney Middleton, the catcher. And we still have Alexis Kern out at the mound. Looking at Penn, the state tournament history, again, last year, like we talked about, they did, make it to state and did lose. They did lose to the Avon, who was a state champs. And it was a questionable game. I remember going down there and watching it, and it came down to the last out. And if you watch the replay, it was controversy whether she was safe or not to tie the game to go into extra innings. It was a tough one. So Penn obviously using that advantage after losing a couple. They did lose a couple, key players. But again, going to a school like Penn, you're just going to rebuild, and that's all it is. And
Ripped
so
foul ball out
again,
here.
Penn has one state championship in softball, and it came in 1999. And looking at this team, and again, it's hard to tell. Playing in the NIC, such not a weak conference, but a conference that in any sport Penn is pretty much dominant in, only because of the
Drive
size.
here. Whoa, drive here down the left field line.
Sydney Middleton,
Yeah, missed by the third baseman and kind of bobbled by the shortstop, too.
and we have
Managed
an
to stop
error.
it down. Yep.
We do have an error on the play, so that is Concord's 4th error.
Locked it down to 1. Coach just had to, stay it
So,
down.
yeah.
Could have maybe been 2, but Just decided to play it safe.
So now we have a runner on first base for Penn with no outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Another
One
foul
count.
ball.
Foul
Let's
ball.
see if it hits that same van. Doesn't.
Nope.
That poor van over there is taking a hit today. Sydney Kern still at the mound, or Alexis Kern still at the mound for Concord. Count now 0-1 on her. Penn has 9 runs on 11 hits and no errors. Concord has 0 runs on 0 errors for 4 errors. And we will pop up to the pitcher. Pitcher easily gets it. Sydney Middleton will stay at first.
Again,
and we have
Alexis
one out
Kern.
here. Good catch by Alexis Kern.
The next batter for Penn is center fielder.
And now we have the center fielder, Riley Langwell, here at the plate for Penn. With, again, Sydney Middleton over at first. Alexis Kern at the mound. First pitch in. Swing. Foul ball behind home plate.
Started about every
Penn,
batter out
yeah.
with foul
I
balls
think,
here.
Oh, hits the van again.
Did it? Oh man, oh man.
Poor van over there. Let's hope that's got insurance over there.
Well,
They should just keep that same guy over there because it seems like Penn's fouling
Give
out.
give that guy
behind
a
home
mitt.
plate. Yeah. Put him a Concord uniform.
Put him in a Concord
yeah.
uniform. Maybe get some outs
See
here.
With one out here in the 6th inning.
every at bat so far in this inning is started off with a foul ball.
Ball
Or
low.
somewhere.
So now count 1-1 for Riley Langwell, the center fielder, who did not start the game but came in. Sydney Middleton still at first.
From her high-pitched voice, is that what
Count 1-1. Pitch in. Pitch hit. Fly
Another
ball
high fly ball
to
into
the shortstop.
Caught.
Shortstop gets it easily. Sydney Middleton holds out at first. Now we have 2 outs in the 6th inning.
2 down. Tori Budzinski coming in. Bat.
And the right fielder, number 5, Tori Budzinski.
Yeah, again, Tori Budzinski at the plate for Penn.
On the distance.
Let's see if this trend continues. A foul ball will come.
Tori Budzinski is a sophomore for this Penn team. This Penn team is led by seniors by far, because obviously Danielle Watson, Maddie Newman, Katie Quinlan, who we have not seen tonight play, obviously taking the night off.
2 outside balls here on for Tori Budzinski.
But going back to this team, it's a team who usually starting lineup against a good team. Maddie Newman, Katie Quinlan, Danielle Watson, Lily Ledbetter are the seniors led. But then you do have like Mackenzie Griman, who is only a sophomore. Brenna Brown, who's always a sophomore, who again has taken the night off. And then a couple juniors like Jessie Bucky, Sydney Middleton, who's at first base, and Lexi Clay, who is also, a junior. So it's pretty much a young team, and that's again the thing with Penn is they're going to rebuild no matter what.
Well, there's a 1-3 count now on Tori Budzinski. The first 3
yeah.
were balls outside.
That one.
Controversial strike. Tori thought it was a ball. Was heading out to first, but called a strike. So 1-3 count. Still in Tori's favor, but we'll see how Alexis Kern here. See how she can.
Gets it inside for a ball 4. And again, last year losing, people like Hallie Hickson-Ball and Addie Pixley to, again, who are still playing at college.
Yeah.
But then again, look at where they are right now. They're the number 1 team in the state. So they did lose, 3 or 4 people that are playing college softball, and they still continue to be the number 1
And the beauty of it's the beauty of high school.
Exactly. And
'Cause
they
it's-
rebuild,
When it's if it's a cycle, like first
There
you're
you
the
go.
one learning.
Foul ball. The guy out there stopped it from hitting the van. It was about to hit the van again.
So first year you learn from these olders, as you're these sophomores, freshmen back in these, and then you become those sophomore and those seniors, juniors.
And you see what they
and
do.
you teach, yeah,
Yep.
and it's there's years of change where maybe it's more like older led, and there's somewhere it's younger led, and so it's all about teaching what you know and setting up the next generation because high school, especially Penn. I mean, it's Penn pride around here. There's a lot of in this community. If they went to Penn, they're still around, and
Exactly.
we form this area. We form it with pride, and wow, line drive right at the second baseman.
Gets her out, but the runners did advance to second and third on a pass ball on that one, so just couldn't take advantage of this. Again, Danielle Watson is still dealing in perfect game right now.
All right, still out there, top of the 7th.
Again, yeah, like we said, Danielle Watson is right now on the perfect game, watch list. So we'll see what she can do here. Coming to the top of the 7th with Penn 9, Concord nothing. Penn has 11 hits on no errors. Concord has 0 hits on 4 errors. Danielle Watson's still out here.
Yeah. Just warming up here.
She's still out here.
Concord
Let's
has a
see what
little
they
chat.
can do.
Yeah, like not much really to, report here for Concord and hitting. I mean, it's just straight up been a slaughter.
So what is she, 18? 18 for 18 right
Yep,
now?
18
Yep.
for
So
18.
Let's see if she can get to 21 here. And I think these Penn fans are sticking around for that perfect game. Obviously a blowout game, 9-0. But let's see if they stick around and see if she can pitch a perfect game. Now it's one of those things. What do you say? You don't talk to her. Do you talk to her? Do you say anything during the dugout, or do you just let her go? You always see in the majors. The pitcher sits, all the way out on the end.
Yeah.
But again, it's different in softball
Kinda,
and
yeah.
it's different in high school because obviously she
Especially-
bats and she does, she does all that. But
Especially
it's just
with
funny.
girls, because they're
Oh, yeah.
they're a lot more
Exactly.
they're a lot more together.
Yep.
It's like as we mentioned earlier. I mean, if you look now on the field, they're all five of them,
Exactly.
5 of the infielders.
Talking right now,
They're
yep.
just talking. They're in there. They're all on each other's back.
And probably telling Danielle, we got your back. You pitch, we'll got you. And she's obviously out here dealing. As we have.
They were playing Robert Morris.
We have a Concord batter at bat.
I believe the closest that she's gotten tonight was 3 balls on only 1 hitter.
Yeah.
And so
She did struggle with 1 hitter, was a full count, but then ended up striking her out. And she comes down 1-0 on this first batter for Concord.
And the one thing that it is being a pass pitcher is like when you get these good streaks, and plus, again, you can't let it get to your head, and you can't, because sometimes you feel like you're on overperform. Okay, I can get a little faster, or I can get a little trickier, or I can do it. But just do what you're doing, keep your consistent movement, and that's all you do. Because at this point, all she's got to do is do what she's been doing, because she's been doing it solid for about 6 innings now.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And gets a second strike swinging. Both strikes so far have been swinging. Count now 1-2 on the Concord batter.
1 and 2. And
See if she
now
can get another one.
Andrew.
And here we go. Usually on the third one, she goes straight into her. And here we go, and she does that exact
fireball.
thing.
Wow.
Gets a ball a little bit high, I guess. That one could have gone either way, but the
It
count's
could have,
still now
indeed.
2-2.
2-2 count. Still a little room to work. Still in her favor.
Yes.
I think we're going to see another heat down the middle.
And
There it is,
Foul
popped
ball
up.
behind us. And
Everybody watch your hands.
count still 2-2 with 0 outs, as this is the first batter in the 7th inning.
Batting yells, top of the order. Yadi Gomez.
2 and 2 now.
Count still 2-2. There's pitch. Strike 3. And there it is.
Here we go. 1 out. 19 for 19 so far for Danielle Watson. Pitched perfect game.
The next batter for Concord, number 4, Tierra Marson.
All right, Tierra Marcy coming in here for Audrey D'Arcy. Strike 1.
Yes.
Again, we have strike 1 on Danielle. Or for Danielle. Oh, and there
man,
goes.
there goes. First hit. Now it's her first at bat in this game.
And the Concord fans get a little bit of clapping. Not going to let her get that perfect game. Concord fans here excited here.
Another thing is the fans.
They were not going for that perfect game as a
No, no,
mom
no.
stands up and starts screaming. But again, now that the perfect game's over, it's a 9-0 game. So Penn obviously is still happy with this outcome.
It's amazing, yes.
But again,
And again, goals shift. So what's looking at it now? What's Concord's goal? Now that they've shut down that perfect game, and now they've shut down a no-hitter too.
yeah, exactly.
Put some runs on the board,
And
maybe.
now this is when Danielle goes, okay, so you hate on me, you're not going to hit again.
Yeah, this is
She's
where
gonna fly past
this is
these
where
next-
we're
yeah.
seeing where the speed gets picked
Exactly.
up. But the thing is, again, she can't let it get to her head.
Nope.
You just gotta stay
Gets the
steady.
0-1 count, gets the 0-2 count. She's flying it in there, showing these Concord hitters.
All you had to do was throw within 500 feet of the plate.
Gets
See
that
now
second
you're seeing
strike.
more action. You see,
Yeah,
now if you
I
look out
did.
here in the Kingsman, you see a little more action. They're getting a little more
Yep.
tense. You
Yep.
know, like I was saying earlier.
And she retires that hitter
There you go.
easily.
Couldn't even bring that.
She wasn't worried about that one.
Now batting for Concord, first base.
Here we go, 2 outs in the 7th inning. We're coming down to our last
Now, if you were
foul
looking,
tip strike.
maybe a little teasing, not direct teasing, but from T.R. Marson out there. She was looking at her first base coach there, kind of like, hey, no.
Yeah.
And and
we
that
have a strike
that
two.
has to be a good feeling too, because she's gonna go back into the dugout now, and she's gonna be like,
We
look at
jinxed
this.
it. I blame me and you.
I do blame us too. I know. I feel bad. I feel bad for saying anything.
And
Another
we have
hit!
Another hit. Okay,
Wow.
now I don't blame us because now maybe it's Danielle's getting a little tired after.
Honestly, I think what it is, I believe that T.R. Marson, she might have been the
Yeah, the
starting.
spark.
You know, she was the spark of the.
Yep. Now we have a runner on first and second for Concord with 2 outs in the 7th inning. But again, Danielle just pitched yesterday. She pitched 3 innings yesterday,
Yeah,
gave up
it's-
1 hit. You know, obviously, pitching obviously takes a tear on
Yeah.
your arm. You know,
So already,
but-
yeah, so that
and
means
she's pitched 6 complete innings so far, coming on to 7th complete. You know, so she's pitched 10 innings. You know, after this inning, she'll pitch 10 innings in 2 days.
Yeah.
That's tough for a pitcher like her, especially when she's dealing this fastball.
I mean, yeah, already accumulating of
Count now
yesterday.
0-2 on the next Concord hitter. She gets ahead of the count, you know, always pretty fast. As soon as she gives up a hit, she goes right back and gets it right now. Again, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
A total,
Concord
yeah,
9, Penn
total
9, Concord
25.
0.
Total of 25
Yeah,
strikeouts between
exactly.
today and yesterday, and
Yeah.
then, which that's your arm.
Yeah.
You know, any pitcher will tell
No
you.
matter
your
who
arm's
it is. I don't
yours.
care if
Yeah.
you're going to Louisville. I don't care if you're not. If you're going to be sitting. If you're
Yeah.
going to college for anything, you're still going to
25
take a
strikeouts.
toll on your arm.
That's even a toll for MLB.
And there we go.
There you
And
go.
we have a ball game.
There we go.
Penn 9, Concord nothing.
For Concord, no runs on 2
And
hits.
again, there's ball game for you guys. It's been a great broadcast. Penn 9 on 11 hits and no errors. Concord just got those 2 hits in the last inning, as we had a perfect game coming into this last inning. But again, Concord 0, 2 hits and 4 errors. Those 4 errors were pretty big. Another win for Penn, so that's 15-0. Of course, still gonna be the number 1 team in the state. Concord looks a little bit frustrated, as you can tell, but again, gotta give them credit.
If I was in Concord's position right now, I'd feel a little bit happier. You have to feel happy because that was a good end. You know, it was like, yeah, it was a rough game, but you know, the memories come from the end. Like, we all have had that day that was bad, but then we had one thing good at the end, and that makes it better. You know.
Yeah.
And like, they can take pride that, you know, especially here, T.R. Marson. I mean,
Yeah.
she was like, if we would have played 9 or we had more, if only there was more time, she could have started a fire. And we don't know what happened.
Exactly.
It could have been good, but it was a very good game. You know, and
Very good.
you know, maybe not score-wise, but it was a good effort by all of them. You know, neither team gave up. Concord definitely didn't give up, as we could see in this last inning here.
Yeah, it was a great game. Fans leaving now, packing up. Penn out, you know, getting talk from head coach. Concord out in left field, getting talk from their coach before they pack up. You know, again, looking ahead real quick. They play Thursday at Washington at home, and again, another busy day on campus here at Penn. For on Thursday, we'll have a softball game going on. We'll have a baseball game that we'll be broadcasting. If you want to tune in to the Penn or the Pennant, you know, broadcast again, we'll be broadcasting the baseball game on Thursday night. I'll be here with Mason Plummer, I believe. So that'll be a good game against St. Joe, Michigan. You know, the Penn baseball team's very good. Again, you know, this Penn softball team, let's not take away from them. You know, they're a very tough team. It's a very great game. And we'll see what they can do the rest of the season. But we'll bring back. I think our next broadcast of them is the Crown Point game, and we'll see if that number 1 versus number 2 matchup will hold up. Let's hope Penn continues to win. Let's hope, you know, Crown Point continues to win, and let's hope, you know, Danielle Watson continues to do well, and that's all we hope for. You know, Danielle Watson, a great girl. The whole Penn softball team, you know, great kids. You know, student athletes first, of course. It was a great game. Got anything else to say about the game?
No, it was a beautiful ball game, beautiful day. I mean, you know what? I just couldn't be happier that it's spring. You know, because it goes up from here. You know, warmth, good ball games. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Again, this has been the Pennant Podcast. Tyler Miller,
Dawson Best.
Dawson Best. We'll catch you next time.